to be here. Let me just begin by welcoming this coming together of such a large group of organisations to support this kick-off event for 2010, European Year for Combating Poverty and Social Exclusion. And I want to underline that we see this in the UK government as a very important opportunity for advancing ambitions that everybody here feels strongly about. And in the UK, in the year, we want to do three things in particular. First of all, we want to highlight the fact, the reality of poverty in the UK, to acknowledge the extent of poverty, as Kevin's been saying, and its extent in Europe as well, and to dispel some of the myths around poverty. Second, we want to bring together people who are dealing with poverty, including, in particular, people who are experiencing it. And third, we want to secure a lasting contribution of knowledge and good practice that can be shared, and some lasting structures as well to enable people to carry on talking about and sharing the experience of these issues after the year has ended. Four key themes for the year: child poverty, working age poverty, severe multiple deprivation, and poverty amongst older people. And it's the first of those that I want to speak about today, drawing on the work around the Child Poverty Bill, which I've been taking through Parliament and will return to Parliament for its report stage next week. So it's particularly child poverty I want to focus on. It's 10 years now since Tony Blair, as Prime Minister, made the pledge that his government would seek to eradicate child poverty by 2020. So we're halfway there, pretty much. And I want to argue this morning that to achieve that goal, we need a partnership of equals between local communities and government. Government plays a crucial part in the fight against child poverty, and we're committed to continuing to do that. But on its own, government cannot deliver the solutions tailored to each locality that are going to be needed for the goals we achieve. And in Whitehall, we can't know the details of every local circumstance, and we certainly don't have the tools to address every local circumstance. And that's why local organisations like those represented here, civic leaders, local businesses, volunteers, are crucial to this fight. Because local organisations and individuals know what local families need, they know what's available in the local area, they know what the needs are and what the opportunities are, and they can tailor support accordingly. And that's the kind of insight which is going to determine our strategy for how we're going to achieve the goals by 2020. Now, everybody here wants every child to be healthy, to stay safe, to be free from want, to be able to enjoy and to achieve and to make a positive contribution to their local community. In 1997, all those things seem to be going in the wrong direction. We have the highest level of child poverty in Europe, and it has more than doubled in the period since 1979. Since then, with government willing to act, a quarter-century trend of rising child poverty was first of all halted and then has been put into reverse. The number of children below the poverty line now has fallen by 500,000 since 1999, and we're confident that changes we've already announced will reduce that figure further by another 500,000 by the end of 2010. We've put making work pay at the heart of our approach. We introduced tax credits, which will deliver over £20 billion of support to families this year. We've invested over £25 billion in early years childcare services, leading to a very big expansion of good quality, affordable childcare, and the national minimum wage has helped, the uprating of it since its introduction, and the totality of changes that we've made have boosted incomes from work, they've improved work incentives, and they've directly tackled in-work poverty. But there is a great deal more still to do. There are still 2.9 million children on the latest figures in Britain who are growing up below the poverty line. 400,000 of those children are in London, and that just is not acceptable for a world city as prosperous as this one is. There are some particular issues in London. For example, the shortage of part-time jobs, which can be key to helping parents out of poverty. Part-time jobs are much more readily available outside London than they are in London. And that's the background to a week of activity which will be taking place at the end of next month, at the end of January, under the heading Part-Time Part of the Solution, which is aiming to highlight that issue and draw the attention of employers to the benefits of offering more part-time opportunities than are available at the moment. 2 weeks ago at the Barbican, we held the first ever London Child Poverty Awards, celebrating the contribution of individuals and organisations to tackling child poverty in London. We want that to become an annual event so that we can draw attention to the great work that is going on around this city. The global downturn has increased the pressure on families. We've got a critical role to play in government in addressing those challenges. And that's the reason we've mobilised the resources of the state over the past year to provide real help now to families and to protect jobs. Help for families that are struggling, whether they're out of work or struggling in work on low incomes. And that's the reason why emerging